once more. Welcome back to channel Nkateko Waluka. We are doing part B of Barbie dolls Christmas clothes, where we are doing the book tube top. Let's enjoy.
I sungule na part B Barbie Christmas clothes. So ita sungula hi enda chain of 36, just like look hi enda skirt I end the chain of 36. 1, 2, 36, and then we are going to bring this together in a circle. So we must make sure the chain is not rotated just like previously, and then we join this with a slip stitch. So you hook over, pull through the two, and then you have a slip stitch. So this time we're starting with a chain of 3 to make double stitches all around the chain, and we are also working on the back loop throughout. So double stitch, throughout in that back loop. And let's meet when we are at the end, so that I show you how to join this first row. Yeah, we are at the end. And then you just simply join them with a slip stitch to have your first row of single stitches. So it's important to work in a back loop so that you also have that nice ending. Okay, so the second layer or the second row that we're going to do now, we will be working this in single stitches, but this time we are also hooking both the chains. So we'll go to both the chains, through the chains, pull the needle underneath the chains, and then do your single stitches all around. And even the third row, it will just be the same repetition. So the 3 first rows, it will be this single stitch done in this fashion. We will meet when we have completed this row, just to join and show you how to start the new. So we have reached the end. We simply join this row with a slip stitch like that. So we make a single stitch, and then we repeat the same all around. Like I said in the previous one, I use this as a marker also. Sometimes if you are too neat, you might even not see the beginning of that single stitch. So depending on how you work things out, sometimes it can disappear on you and you get confused if you simply cut. So you must just keep it or use a marker to indicate where you started. Okay, so I'm going to do 3 rows and we will meet after 3 rows. So we have completed the 3 rows. You will notice that this looks a little bit like that, flaring a little bit, but Barbie's body contour, let me just bring Barbie's body contour on that shape. So we want to try and follow at least Barbie's body contour. So it's looking like it's bigger. We want to reduce the shape of this to come to Barbie's body. We are going to now do reducing stitch for Barbie to have a nice fitting boob tube top. So the way we do this is we do a single stitch, but this single stitch now we will first do the first one, the normal single stitch. Then the second one that we're going to do is we hook through, pull out. Instead of completing, we also go to the next one, pull out, and then hook the 2 together like that. So the second stitch is normal single stitch, but the ones that follow after the first will be the same as the one that we have just done. We hook like that, we pull through, and then followed by a normal single stitch. So we're going to continue, repeat the same things throughout to reduce the size of the top. We have completed that row. Now you can see, I don't know if you noticed, but then it looks like it's now changing shape again. Now it's going to follow that. So the next row that we're going to do now, it's single stitch throughout. This single stitch, it's just to give more shape because it's reduced. So we're going to repeat that single stitch, the single stitch chain that we were doing in the first 3 rows. Yes, we start with a single chain, and then just, I guess by now you are now familiar with that single stitch. So just that single stitch through at the end we have joined that single stitch row with a slip stitch. You can see the top, our top is going to follow, it's hugging around the body, is almost like that in shape. Yeah, so this is just to get that woman shape. Yes, and another single stitch all around, single row of single stitch all around. We're almost at the end. Yes, so join the 2 with a slip stitch, and let's put it down a little bit and see what's happening. So it's starting to take that shape. It's starting to take that shape. So also by adding the 2, it just makes sure your top takes more shape. After reducing the stitch, this one of reducing the 2 normal stitch, it just makes sure it takes the shape. So we are almost like that. This one was in Barbie's body, so it's not the exact new thing, new top. So now remember, with the skate we had this pattern, so just to make sure the top also talks to what has happened a little bit down here, we are going now to introduce that pattern to give it more oomph. It's a top that goes with the skirt. So it's basically single stitch, but then we are doing single stitch, working it in a big loop now, like before when we're doing the skirt, to have that pattern. We start with a single stitch, and then in the back loop we start working that single stitch. So we start working that single stitch. I will just pause a little bit there. I hope you can already appreciate the line that has started just like that. Yeah, so we'll do it all around. We are going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the 5th one we will change again. So let's meet when I've completed the first. Just complete your first, I'll complete my first, and let's see what is happening. So we are done with the first row where we have introduced the single stitch work in back loop. Already you can see the unique line. Yes, so we are going to do 2 more single stitches like that, and then let's meet when we have completed the single stitch. Okay, so we have completed our rows. We have that pattern, the double stitch, single stitch normally, single stitch work in back row, and we had the reducing single stitch. It's looking like that, taking shape. Just to bring a little bit of the pattern, the written pattern itself. We have that single stitch starting, and then the double stitch all around, then followed by single stitches, normal single stitches, 3 rows, and reducing stitch all around, then normal single stitch, and then 4 single stitches worked in back rows. And now we want to do the double stitches again, and we will be increasing the size because we want to take the shape of the bust. So it's so nice that if you want this to be a skate, it can be a skate. Still, this can work as a skate. Before I pull it up, it can work as a mini skirt like that. If you want a mini skirt from it, also cute. Or it can still work as a crop top. So you can, depending on what you like, it can be a crop top like that. It can be a crop top like that. So it depends on what you like. You can leave it like that as a crop top or a boob tube crop top, or bring back the. I just want to give you just a little bit of an idea, so it can work like that as a crop top. Yeah. So, but now we want it to be a nice boob tube, no crop topping. We are going to do single double stitches all around, but increase the size so that it goes with the Barbie's breasts. To start, to go on single stitch 3 times, and we are going to now do double stitches. So in this case, even the increasing is the same as the decreasing, it's just opposite. So the first double stitch is just single. The second, we will do 2 in 1 loop. 1, and that is 2. So the second one, the following one, we do a normal double stitch. Here we are going to do 2. We are opposing the reducing. We are opposing the reducing. If we were to reduce with that single stitch, we were doing looping like that and pull through. But now we are, even if we were to reduce with this one, we'll still do like that and then do like that. Yes, and then pull through to make it 1. But now we are not reducing, we are increasing. So that was 2. Then we do 1. We do 2. And let's meet when we are at the end. We are now at the end, and we simply just bring this together with a slip stitch. So let's look at what has happened. So that's what we have now, that nice shape. Now we're going to bring the red trimming. So we will finish this with just a slip stitch. We pull it through. So we're going to cut and then slip the making yarn through just to finish. And you can either try to hide the yarn or make it enhance more. Just make some few just to tighten that it lasts long. It doesn't really matter, it will not show here because we are still going to work something on top there. So we cut that, and then we are going to introduce our red trimming. So there, when we finish, we put the needle under the double chain there. Hook the red one, just toss it a little bit so that it can stay in the middle, and then pull it through I like doing this just to make sure my work is more secured, and also to hide the ending. So now we're going to, in each chain, do a single stitch all around, a finishing single stitch all around like that. So I have managed to hide that a little bit, and we continue like that. We continue like that to give it that nice trimming. That's awesome. Very awesome. You can do this. Kids, boys and girls, you can do this. Let's give our Barbie dolls and any other doll Christmas clothes. Should you want to have the same but for another different doll, maybe inbox me, send me a message, let's talk, let me know which doll, let me look for the doll, and we will work the sizes for your doll. Yeah, so let's meet. We are almost at the end. Let's just quickly do it at the end. Yeah, so that's how we did that. Barbie doll clothes, Christmas clothes. You're going to finish. You've seen how I finish the skirt. You finish that cut, and yeah, that's it. Let's subscribe. Let's meet when we are doing part 3 of the Barbie dolls Christmas hat.